Well, hello, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Mr. Campbell History Theater 1000. So today our video is 13.A. As a quick reminder, what are the four causes? I like NIMA, you might like Maine. We saw mania today in class. What this is pretty cool is this is a picture, again, showing again some sense of that nationalism. You can see like each country's got its own little kind of version. What I want you to look at is this area over here. Look how many little faces, little body parts. There's a pig there. I think that's a pretty dang cool little picture. Notice Russia's there, Germany's there. Notice the German leg is kind of kicking France. I like that picture. I think it's pretty cool. Nationalism, larger nations going around the world trying to acquire as much land and money as possible. We also see this in imperialism. They wanted to be the richest, the toughest, the baddest guys on the block. Conflicts occur when two powers, two bigger countries, lock horns over territory. What's that famous area? Alsace-Lorraine. Again, right here is Alsace-Lorraine. It's an area between Germany and France. Germany took control of this region in 1871. Even though that everybody who lived there considered themselves French, Germany liked the land for its military and historic reasons. Alright, so it's got military, it's got historic kind of importance. So she is that good. Again, there it is. Again, looks like it should be maybe part of France, looks like it would be part of Germany. It went through the danger zone. Alright, nationalism. Here's another form of nationalism. This is form of nationalism number 2. Is before you can say your country's number 1, you want to be able to say we have a country. Now look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different groups, 11 different groups of nationalities in this one area saying, hey, look, we should have our own country. Alright? And notice what's really scary is all the colors don't quite match up with where the lines of the borders of states match up. So you see here in Romania, not only do we have Romanians, we have many other nationalities that want to be their own country. Alright, you see here where there's a large number of ethnic Serbs with the Slavic people. It's a very, very confusing area. Alright, imperialism, again, desire. Once you see imperialism, you should think colonies. If you look at this map, you can see very clearly that the world's already basically being divided up. Alright? And the world's getting split up. German, 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 German. Alright? German. You can see here, basically the idea here is that the world's getting divided up. Look at how few places are neutral. Alright? And imperialism. 1880s there's massive rush for colonies. By 1910, and that's where we are about 1910, most of the colonies are taken. European powers start pushing and shoving for the last few. Think like a Christmas rush for PS17s or whatever video game it is here. When it's the last box on the shelf, when it's the last Tickle Me Elmo, my mother-in-law was willing to trip somebody to get Shane his Tickle Me Elmo 10. Alright? Imperialism. Great Britain and France already had dominant positions in imperialism. Germany was envious. They were late to the party, so they have to kind of flex their muscle and get more. Again, notice Gerald versus Frank. Alright? Militarism. You want to be a tough guy to compete, you need an army. By army, we're also talking navy. So you get these bigger army navies develop. Plus, also remember, they're going to build modern weapons. Literally a machine gun. And we're going to see how destructive that turns World War I into. Alright, so there's two pieces here. Not only are they making a ton of them, they're making very, very dangerous stuff. And we'll talk about chemicals and things like that. Just to give you an idea, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries involved in this time period, 1870, they're only spending about 94 euros, we'll call it, pounds. By 1914, look at what has happened to that number. It's up to 398. So not only is Germany really building up its military, all of Europe is building up its military. They've all got guns, they've all got new toys, and what do you want to do with new toys? Use them. And unfortunately, if you use guns, you've got war. Alright? So we're just reviewing the causes. Look at this comparison though. Between 1910 and 1914, how much did their military spending go up? France, very little. Britain, very little. Russia, a little bit. Germany, look at that. They are trying to play catch up to, not catch up the thing, the catch up like catch up. Alright? And the fourth thing is the A, the alliance system. I like this kind of cartoon here. You see there's like these massive kind of webs of people holding hands. There were some things in this alliance system I want to make sure you understand. Some countries had created promises to protect, promises not to attack, and again we've talked about how it creates this giant chain to war. So on one side you've got, oh, I hope you hear that. Ready? Nice. You got England, aka Great Britain, you've got France, you've got Russia. Remember who hates each other? France and Germany hate each other. There's Austria, Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire could be here. Alright, so if one of these gets attacked, we've got this big war. And by the way, Russia had a little side deal to protect its little brother. This is the country of Serbia. Alright? Serbia. Nice, so we're cooking right along. So what was the spark that set off the powder keg that was Europe? Now we've got the kindling. We've got some gasoline and the match. Who's going to strike it? Think of this World War I as a fire. We've talked about this. You've got these kind of 4 logs, NIMA, soaked with gasoline. What's going to be the spark? We're going to talk about a guy named Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Remember, he is Austrian. We're going to talk about a thing called the Black Hand. That is a Serbian independence movement. Gavril Princip is a Serbian that's in the Black Hand. So Black Hand and Gavril Princip work together, and they work together to kill Franz Ferdinand. So what was the spark? The spark is this assassination of Archduke Francis Ferdinand, or Franz, if you know him well, in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Gavril Princip was a 19-year-old. He was basically what you would consider a terrorist. He believed Austria-Hungary had no right to rule Bosnia. He belonged to a Bosnian nationalist group called the Black Hand. The group resorted to terrorism to make their point. Nemo cupcakes. That's kind of the goofy video thing for this one. Alright, so the Balkan Peninsula is called the powder keg. A powder keg because it could explode at any moment. Alright? There are 400 years of ethnic and political conflicts. You saw almost 13 little nationalities, 13 different groups saying in that little area, we should have our own country. Also, Austria-Hungary and Russia are competing in that area. Russia supports Serbian independence. Austria-Hungary opposes Serbian independence. Remember, Franz Ferdinand, basically the prince, the next one in line for the throne in Austria-Hungary. Alright? So the powder keg, where are we looking? We're looking right there. Austria-Hungary had an annexed Bosnia and Herzegovina. These two countries taking them over. Serbia is outraged because they see themselves as the ruler of these. So Serbia, Austria-Hungary are fighting over these kind of areas, right in here. That's why it's called the powder keg. Here again you can see all the different groups living in that area. Serbia, Austria-Hungary, there's Sarajevo. Again, Balkan Peninsula's right here. We did all this. Blah, blah, blah. That's Serbia. That's Franz. That's Franz's wife, who sadly was with child when she gets killed. Alright? So you can see here is a drawing showing Franz Ferdinand walking up, shooting, and both Mr. and Mrs. Ferdinand get killed, and she's with child at the time. Alright? Franz Ferdinand assassinated is the heir to the Austrian-Hungary throne. He gets assassinated by a Serbian. So Austria-Hungary now has an excuse to declare war on Serbia. But you guys know the problem is Serbia's got that little side deal with Russia, so the war is going to start. Different Franz Ferdinand. Alright? Don't get confused. Alright? So he gets shot, and there we go. So here's basically how it unfolds. So the Slavs are like, no, Bosnia should be with us. Austria-Hungary is like, they're with us. And everybody kind of knows Franz Ferdinand has plans to build the empire. The Black Hand comes in. Look, wait. Here, hit that again. Oh, where's the bang? Nice. All right. So where is Sarajevo? Oh, come on, go back. All right, that's a little much. Where is Sarajevo? Notice Serbia is here. It's in Austria-Hungary, but in the area that Serbia would like to have, because they say, hey, they're Slavic, we're Slavic, we should be Slavic together. So there's Gavrilo. They fail bombing in the morning. Gavrilo basically lucks into, long story, basically crossing the street says, oh wow, there he is. Austria-Hungary says, Serbia, you like these terrorists, you let them get away with it. There's the coat of the Franz Ferdinand, and Austria says, Germany, do you mind if we ask Serbia for some realistic things? Germany, not having friends, says, Austria, do whatever you want to do. Serbia agrees to Austria's decision, this tough ultimatum. Do this, is going to be war, but all but 2 terms. And Russia mobilizes her troops to support Serbia. Germany demands that Russia stand their armies down. Germany declares war on Russia. So again, here's what happened. Over here is Austria-Hungary. They're ticked off at Serbia, so they declare war. They kind of antagonize them. Well, the problem is Serbia's boys with Russia, and Germany's boys with Austria-Hungary. So once all this starts going on, they declare war on each other, and then France is going to be like, awesome, we get a chance to fight Germany, and from that, World War I has started. Italy and the Ottoman Empire, because of their alliances, get dragged in, and you've got this massive world war. One thing I want to mention before we go, you'll see a lot about the Schlieffen Plan. Imagine a second grader picking out her prom dress. The Schlieffen Plan existed for almost 12 years before the war, and it was Germany's plan for the war. Basically, they knew that if Germany's here, France is there, Russia's there. Their plan was, boom, knock France out as quick as they can so they can spend time fighting Russia. And their plan to avoid all the French defenses is to march through neutral Belgium. So the von Schlieffen Plan is a long-existent plan for World War I. Existed on the books in Germany 12 years before the war ever happened. And basically they said, if there's ever a war, we're going to sneak through Belgium, knock out France, so we can spend time fighting Russia. All right? And they believe Britain wouldn't intervene, but Britain intervenes, so this literally becomes a world war. All right, read this. Is it an N, an I, an M, or an A? In your notes, call this question number 1. Call this question number 2. This is question number 3. Is it N, I, M, or A? Nationalism, imperialism, militarism, or the alliance system? Alright, y'all. That's it for another Mr. Campbell's History Scientific Theater 2000. Take your notes. Talk to you later. Bye.